Hello and welcome to Mental Health and Me. In this one, I wanted to talk about how to deal with uh, intrusive thoughts or negative thoughts. It's something that I have spoken about before. Uh, it seems that a lot of people, and myself included, when I first come across it, sort of don't want it to be the answer. And it's because we all want a quick fix. We all want that magic pill or like when we come to dieting, we want to lose 10 stone in 2 days, and no matter what we do, no one ever says, "I hope it takes forever." I hope it takes. I hope that food I ordered, it comes 3 in 3 hours time. I hope that chair I ordered comes in 6 years time. No one says that. I want it yesterday, and with the intrusive thoughts and just thoughts in general, I've found over the years that the best thing to do is mindfulness, be mindful of them. And it's so hard to say that when some people think it's like magic, sort of hippie thing to say. And yeah, it's such an easy thing to do. Like, be mindful. Just what can you hear now? Be mindful of what you can hear. Be mindful of what you can see, what you can smell. What you can, can you feel the a breeze? Can you feel the heat? That's being mindful. It's not magic. It's not fairy dust. It's being mindful. So when people say be mindful of your thoughts, just mean acknowledge the thoughts, see that they're there. That's it. That is literally it. And it's hard to do at first, because your initial reaction is to try and reassure, to try and fight the thoughts, to try and question why you're having them. Don't you don't need to do that, because you're fueling that fire, that intrusive thought fire. You you take that away. You don't react. What's it gonna do? It's just gonna come and go. Like, majority of thoughts we have just come into our minds and go. We don't think anything of them. But negative, dark, intrusive thoughts, they sort of send us on alert and make us. Um, Obviously, that's where anxiety spikes come from and things like that. And I'm sitting there saying it to you now, and as someone that who had the thoughts of mindfulness, meditation, or I've got to sit on the floor going, it's nothing like that. It couldn't be further from the truth. You really couldn't. Look at me, I don't come across as like the most hippified person, do I? And I practice mindfulness and meditate. I don't meditate as much as I should, but I do it at least every other day, really. Just 5 10 minutes if I can. But mindfulness every day, and what I'm learning now is things that used to not trigger me and cause me unnecessary like anxiety now, but things that used to like wind me up. Um, People talking about things in negative manner, and very closed mind people. I'm learning to use my mindfulness and not react, not let it eat away at me, not let it burn inside and want to react. Because you can use these tools for every part of your life. It doesn't have to be for negative situation. When you have a happy thought, be mindful of it and enjoy it. You know, it's something that we can use just to be more aware of everything that's going on around us or to us. Um, I know people want the quick fixes, and the problem is that they don't work. And if I'm here trying to sell you something, people would probably buy it because we're desperate. I've been desperate, but the truth is, it doesn't work. There's no magic pill. There's no magic cure. It's just hard work, perseverance, and just being consistent with it. There's no point only doing mindfulness when you feel well. When you don't feel well, sorry, you gotta do it when you do feel well, because when you're not feeling like you want to practice mindfulness, that's when you've got the reserves to look back on and think, well, I've done it, every day for the last week, 2 weeks. I can do it today. I can go again. We can get through this. If you only do it when you need it, then it's never going. That tool's never going to be sharp. But if you use it all the time, it keeps sharpening that blade on that saw or whatever, that tool. You keep going. You keep using it. You get practice with using it. It's like anything you do. If you want to learn a new language, you don't just do it once a month in hope that you might know the full vocabulary within 12 months. Of course not. You practice it regularly. You got to be consistent with it. Everything you do, and it's the same with this. Practice mindfulness. You can be mindful of any situation, no matter what. The more mundane you think it is, the more you can be mindful about it. I've mentioned before about being mindful while you wash plates, being mindful while you're driving, being mindful of while you're watching telly, being mindful while you're having a stroll, while you're walking to work or to and from the bus. You can be mindful all the time. And anytime you do it, you're practicing, you're getting better at it. It's a skill. So I'm sorry I haven't got a magic wand and a quick fix. This is something that you have to do. I've had to do it, and I'm learning every day, like I always say. And I know that everybody watching this is capable of doing it, because if I can, then anybody can, you know. So just go with it, keep doing it every day. It's hard to start with. It's such a simple thing. Just but at first it's quite hard because initially you want to react. But keep practicing and you will get there. You will do it. People say, oh, I can't control my thoughts. You know why? Because you can't control your thoughts. You can't control what you think, because like I've mentioned before, most of the time what we think aren't our thoughts. So how can you control what isn't ours anyway? It's like saying, I can't control the cars that drive out the front of my house. Well, no, you can't. Unless you build a wall, you can't control what cars drive down your road. So what you can do is how you react to them. Ignore. You ignore the cars that are going down the road. You don't let it bother you. You don't let it build up on you. It's the same with being mindful. You're being mindful of your thoughts. You can't control them, so be mindful. Let them come. Don't react, and just practice, practice, practice. Okay, now I hope you can take something from this and any other videos that I've done. I've got a couple more things planned that I want to do as well. And as mentioned before, if you've got anything you want me to talk about or any suggestions, just leave a comment and or message me, and I'll happily talk about it. So thank you, and as I always say, if you're struggling yourself, please speak to somebody, please speak out, please get help. Talking is just a massive step in improving your overall mental health. So keep doing it. As I say, be consistent in everything you do when it comes to everything really in life, but with mental health, be consistent. Be consistent with medication, be consistent with therapy, be consistent with self-care. Keep doing what you've got to do. Okay? Thank you for watching and take care.